Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Jasmine Jacob. Here I bring you information on the hot topics from various news and media outlets, analyze them, all so you can form your own opinion about what's going on in the world. Today's topic of discussion is our new President Donald Trump. Being in office now since January 20th, 2017, when he took his presidential oath, what has he done? In the short 10 months of newly employment, can we label the president as a hit or a miss? Researching various news stations, medias, and articles from not only the U.S., but of also the opinions of the British, Middle East, and China, I will analyze how Donald Trump being in office affects everyone in areas of economics, foreign relations, and social media. Since President Trump has been in office, it seems that the world has turned upside down. Here in our soil, racial tension is exemplified to the point where we see a new issue every week. But this doesn't stop at the U.S. The president's remarks against other countries has hindered the advancement of our relationships abroad as well. However, according to Donald Trump, there is one area that he excels in, that is helping the economy situation. Today, I look to answer the question that is on everyone's minds in television. Is Trump the best for us now? Donald Trump was a television star in a love-hate relationship with all of the United States. In 2015, Trump announced his involvement with the presidential campaign after no experience in the government nor in the United States military. Perhaps we should have taken Trump more seriously because since Trump has been in office, life is not the same. The feedback of our president hasn't necessarily been all glowing letters of recommendation. News sources such as Fox, Al Jazeera, and BBC all have used their political freedom to voice their opinions about what's going on here on U.S. soil. And shouldn't they? I mean, what we do in the United States has potential and has affected our neighbors in the surrounding countries. Today we must evaluate the role of the president up until now, while trying not to form opinions solely on his political figure or media icon. How do we do this? We ask ourselves the following question. Is the problem with Trump the person or Trump the government? How are the U.S. views of Trump similar or different to those of the other countries? Is Trump being in office hurting or helping the United States? And lastly, how is Trump doing in the areas of economy, foreign relations, and social media? For this, it was imperative that I analyze an assortment of data from various sources. This required multiple days and weeks of research by reading articles, watching videos, and an extensive Google search. I narrowed down my key sources to CNN, Fox, Al Jazeera, and the BBC. In this analysis, I needed to cross-examine each of these sources by examining how they were alike, how they differed, how they were relevant and credible to my topic. To use this information, I had to gather information, and I needed to identify the cultures of the media, what political party affiliation they were mainly sided with, what was the gist of their product, whether they were for or against Donald Trump, and seeing how they answered my research questions. This is because I needed to become fully aware of their views and how they would affect the topic. In this, I've chosen 8 articles from the BBC, CNN, Fox, and Al Jazeera. I've been collecting information since early October until now. To find the articles, I researched the theme, associated it with Donald Trump, and adding the media outlet. This overflowed with information, which I narrowed down to these 8 articles. From all this, I was able to take the next step in determining the right information and making informed opinions to answer the question, Donald Trump for better or for worse. The economy in Trump's hands has been floating in the gray area for quite some time. In the president's first moments, he abandoned the TTP, or Trans-Pacific Partnership, which probably was not the best idea since the TTP represents more than a third of our economy's output. In an article by the BBC, the government's plan for this is to close the trade deficit and get good deals for America. How is this anti-deficit going? Well, if you ask Al Jazeera, we are being pushed further into a deficit due to the president's voodoo of economics. In this, we are putting our hope into the idea that the tax cuts will now pay for themselves and grow over time. The problem with this is that it could hurt the U.S. by limiting government spending on areas such as healthcare. But Trump's economy can't be all bad, right? According to Fox News, our economy is thriving. Our GDP had a 3% growth and has held that steady for 3 quarters. Even the stocks are up. While the BBC does not deny the economic success, they do, however, state that the Federal Reserve chairwoman was skeptical about this information. The BBC isn't the only one skeptical about the U.S. and President Trump. President Trump being in office is changing their relationship with the rest of the world, as they have not been exactly stable. Al Jazeera accuses Trump of being strictly business, saying that the only countries that have to give a lot will get the attention of the U.S. Is this why the U.S. is not seeing eye to eye with Japan, China, or Russia? CNN calls Trump's foreign policy a sales pitch to the American people. Donald's problem with Korea and Japan is that they rely heavily on the U.S., among other things. Where Obama called for strategic patience with Korea, Trump is in for an all-out forceful departure. We see the sour fruit of this in North Korea threatening weekly missile tests aimed directly to us. In a shocking turn, despite Trump's comments and actions against the Middle East and regarding the Muslim ban, Trump is willing to be an ally to the Middle East if they are willing to drive down the two-lane street and contribute to what America gives to them. Perhaps this is the reason why Trump was loosening his grip on China, to hang tightly on the Middle East. The whole back and forth is not putting us in the best light. From articles in CNN, we learn that even the people in India call us the greatest democracy that is descending into a farce, a mockery. They are claiming that the U.S. is a circus and President Trump is our ringleader. In lighter news, our president has gladly taken over the President of the United States Twitter page with great honor. This should be a good thing, but has been just shy of an embarrassment. Al Jazeera English says Donald Trump is doing the performance of a lifetime. He is our executive producer. With the business background, we have seen the running show that some people hope will be canceled. The president is like an open book when it comes to his Twitter handle. He clearly identifies his friends and his foes in the media world. When talking about CNN, Trump says, "While in the Philippines, I was forced to watch CNN, which I have not done in months, and realized, again, how bad and fake they are, calling them losers." However, he shows his love for Fox, saying, "Fox friends will be showing much of our successful trip to Asia and the friendship and benefits that will endure for years to come." But Trump doesn't just tweet about who he doesn't like and who he likes. He posts it all. From recent conflicts with basketball star LeVar Ball to his tweets about Syria saying, "Forget Syria and make America great again." The president holds nothing back. How does this make us look to other countries? How does it look for your president to be calling everyone losers? Another issue with the president's open book policy on his Twitter reveals itself when the president's handle was shut down momentarily by a former Twitter employee. But what's the issue with this? Well, if anyone can break into the president's account and shut it down, imagine the damage that could have been done if he would have hacked in and tweeted something like, "I just sent bombs to North Korea." We all know that Trump is very verbal on social media, so if this happened, there is a high chance that this could have been believed and resulted catastrophic. So what does this boil down to? Today, more than 300 days later, and counting, how does Donald Trump hold up? It seems that the problem is more with Donald Trump the person rather than Donald Trump the government. We deserve a president that behaves like an adult, a leader, who shows that he is acting off our best interests at heart and not emotion or ego. Being that he is at the highest position of our country, the words, "be the bigger person," should be an understood rule. After looking at President Trump and evaluating his ties between the economy, foreign affairs, and social media, the ball is now in your court. President Trump, for better or for worse. What will be your vote? Until next time, my name is Jasmine. Thank you for watching.